Man, that's bullshit, man. Twitter don't let us stream.
No.
We gotta figure out how to get the code for streaming on Instagram.
Oh.
Hold up. Oh, fucking... Go ahead. There you go. Try to turn just a smidge.
Oh.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, get the sword. Select it. One second. Just stand Madra Shabbat.
Oh, it should be. It's somewhere around this. Yeah, it should be.
No. Go ahead. Don't worry about it right now. Go ahead.
You call your Allah, ban Yashkar, ban Yash Allah.
You call Yalla ban Yashikar ban Yashal.
Yahweh Bashim Yashabak.
Yahabashim Shabbat. Let me get that cup. What's that? Turn.
La Yash Allah.
La Yashal. Yeah, it's cold, right? Yeah. It's got some new wine. All right, let's go ahead and unfold. Scroll right here. Go ahead and grab that. So I got the mic. Copy out, come on. With that, Amadim, which means to rise or to stand. Sar, which means to turn.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Sar, which means to turn, which is this direction. Right? This way.
Oh, this way.
Towards Jerusalem. Yeah, it's this way. Kind of like a diagonal.
Go.
All right. Go ahead to copy art.
No, this is this way. Straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
Okay.
Hold that, dude.
I was like, all right. This is the Lord's Prayer, the last one, Kodash. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabashman.
Shabashman.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayat.
Hayat.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malafuka.
Malafuka.
Tabaat.
Tabaat.
Ratzak.
Ratzaka.
Hayat.
Hayat.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baratza.
Baratza.
Kawa.
Hayat.
Hayat.
Bashman.
Bashman.
Latanana.
Latanana.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Ka.
Ka.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakna.
Wasalakna.
Watna.
Kawatna.
Kasalakna.
Kasalakna.
Wathina.
Kawawathina.
Wala.
Wala.
Bi'ayna.
Tabi'ayna.
Banasai 1.
Banasai 1.
Above.
Above.
Shina.
Mayan.
Mayan. Right.
Right.
Kayat.
Kayat.
Laka.
Laka.
Mulakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Watafara.
Watapara.
Malami.
I love you.
Amen.
And what we said in English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy
Kingdom come.
Thy will be done
Thy will be done
in earth,
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts
We forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver
but
us
deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Okay, this is the Hakam in the Lashon Kodash. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushai.
Bishah.
Babusha.
Nathanael.
Nathanael.
Hakak.
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 La'apa'ah.
La'apa.
Kam Makalah.
Kal Makala.
Kam Marawa.
Wakamarawah.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazariah.
Hamatazariah.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakwi.
Lahakim.
Hamati.
Hamathiam.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Awakawa.
Awakawa.
Hatamala.
Hatamala.
Lagawshan.
Lagawshan.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
What?
The water.
Amen. Now we got the power of prayer in the English. Lord,
Lord,
in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of Yahushua,
please give us the power.
please give us the
The
power
power to heal
to heal
all manner of sickness,
all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the
The
lepers.
power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
This is the blessed Israel in the Lashon Kodash. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Makanau.
Barakanawa.
Mashal.
Wayashala.
Wabayah.
Wahabayah.
Sapari.
Saparia.
Barak.
Barak.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen.
And what we said in English was, Lord,
Lord,
in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of Yahushua,
bless us
bless us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school
and the school
in the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
And this is the book of Psalm, chapter 121, in the Lashon Kodash. Aishtar.
Aisha,
Ayanya.
Ayanya,
Ahahari.
Ahahari,
Mahayan.
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah,
Azari.
Isaiah,
Azari.
Isaiah,
Ma'an.
Ma'an,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Shamayam.
Shamayam,
Wa'aratza.
Wa'arataza,
Al-Yatan.
Al-Yatan,
Lama Wat.
Lama Wat,
Regalka.
Regalka,
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam,
Shamar.
Shamarka,
Anah.
Anah,
La'ah.
La'ah,
Yanawam.
Yanawam,
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah,
Yashan.
Yashan,
Shawamar.
Shawamar,
Yasha'al.
Yasha'al,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Shamar.
Shamarka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Tazal.
Tazaka,
Al-Yah.
Al-Yah,
Yamyamka.
Yamyanka,
Yawamam.
Yawamam,
Hashamash.
Hashamash,
Layakaka.
Layaka,
Wayirak.
Wayarak,
Walayila.
Balayala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamar.
Hashamarka,
Makara.
Makalrai,
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Afnapash.
Afnapashka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Tazaka.
Tazaka,
Wawaka.
Wabawaka,
Mayata.
Mayata,
Wa'ad.
I,
Abulam.
I will love. Psalm chapter 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will
Lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yashar'Allah
he that keepeth Yashar'Allah
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade
Yahweh is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Now we have the book of Psalms, chapter 83 in the Lashon Kodash. Alahayim.
Alahayim,
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Takara.
Al-Takarash,
Al-Tashakwat.
Wa'al-Tashakwat,
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana,
Awayabyaka.
Awayabyaka,
Yahamayawan.
Yahamayawan,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash,
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka,
Yayamwa.
Yarayamwa,
Sawada.
Sawada,
Wayata.
Vayata,
Ya'atazawa.
Yaitazawa,
Al-Tazabawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Amarawa.
Amarawa,
Lakaw.
Lakawa,
Wanakati Adam.
Wanakakadam,
Magawi.
Magalia,
Wala Yazakar.
Wala Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'al.
Sham Yasha'al,
Awada.
Iwada,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Awa'atazawa.
Nawai
Laba.
Laba,
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa,
Al-Yaka.
Ayaka,
Barya.
Barya,
Yakarathwa.
Yakaratwa,
Ahalia.
Ahalia,
Adawam.
Adawam,
Wayashma'al.
Washamayal,
Mawaba.
Mawa'aba,
Wahagari.
Wahagari,
Gabal.
Gabal,
Wamawan.
Waimawan,
Wamalak.
Waimalak,
Halashah.
Halashah,
Am Yashabi.
Ayin Yashabia,
Tazawur.
Hazawar,
Gamashawur.
Gamashawar,
Nalawa.
Nalawa,
Amar.
Imam,
Ayawa.
Hayawa,
Zarawat.
Zarawat,
Labani Lawat.
Labanya Lawat,
Salah.
Salah,
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham,
Kamadyan.
Kamadya,
Kasiyasara.
Kasayasara,
Kayabian.
Kayabian,
Banakal.
Banako,
Koyashwan.
Koyashwan,
Ashamadwa.
Nashamadwa,
Mayandara.
Bayandara,
Ayawa.
Hayawa,
Amar.
Dama,
Ladama.
Ladama,
Shaitamwa.
Shatamwa,
Nadaya Mawa.
Nadaya Mawa,
Kaira.
Kaira,
Wakazabak.
Wakazaba,
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak,
Wakatazalmana.
Wakatazamanai,
Kanasai Kamwa.
Kalasai Kamwa,
Ashar.
Ashar,
Hamaru.
Amarwa,
Nerasha.
Nerabasha,
Nalawa.
Lanawa,
Ah. Nawa.
Na'awa,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Shaitamwa.
Shatamwa,
Kagagala.
Kagalgala,
Kash.
Kakwash,
Lapanya.
Lapanya,
Roka.
Racha,
Kaash.
Kaash,
Tabair.
Tabaira,
Yair.
Yaira,
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahabab,
Dalahat.
Dalahat,
Harayam.
Harayam,
Kantar Dakma.
Kanthara Dakma,
Basairika.
Basairika,
Wabasawapaka.
Wabasawa Pafka,
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam,
Mala'a.
Mala'a,
Panyaham.
Panyaham,
Palawan.
Kwalawan,
Webakashwa.
Webakwashwa,
Shimka.
Shimkar,
Yahaw.
Yahawah,
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa,
Webahaw.
Webahalwa,
Ayai.
Ayai,
Wekapawa.
Weakarwa,
Weabadwa.
Weabadwa,
Wedaiwa.
Weadaiwa,
Kayada.
Kayata,
Shimka.
Shimkar,
Yahaw.
Yahawah,
Labadka.
Labaka,
Alyawan.
Alyawan,
Alkaha.
Alkaha,
Ratiza.
Abratzah. Psalm chapter 1, Psalm chapter 83 in English. Keep not thy silence,
Keep not thy silence,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
thy enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden one.
against thy hidden
They have
ones.
said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off
let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
with the name Yasha'Allah,
that the name Yasha'Allah
maybe no more in remembrance.
may
No more remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
They have consulted together
They have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee,
the tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the
of
Ishmaelites,
Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Abal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also was joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the
as to
Midianites,
Sisera,
as to Sarah,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kisan,
at the brook of Kisan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles
Make their nobles
like Oreb
like Oreb
and like Zeir.
and like Zeid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah
as the princess of Sabbath,
and as Zalmunna,
and as Zabuna,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God in possession.
the houses of God into possession.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name,
that they may seek thy name,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded
Let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Okay, next we have the blessings and the last one with us. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahushai,
Wa Mayaka'al.
Wa Ma'ala,
Wa Alahai.
Wa Alahaya,
Wa Tizab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah,
Alawab Yahan.
Alawab Yahana,
Ha Alawabim.
Ha Alawapim,
Hasranyim.
Hasranyim,
Hekwatzayayim.
Hakatazayim,
Hekawayayim.
Hakayayim,
Koha Wadi.
Wathia,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem,
Yahushah.
Yahushai,
Tawad.
Tawada.
Amen.
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 The blessings prayer in the English goes as follows. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yohanan,
commanding General Yohanan,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the
the
officers,
officers, the troopers,
and the sisters, Yahweh, in
Yahweh,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Go ahead and set the scroll down. And copy, y'all. Go ahead and blow the horn one more time. That's good. That mashabu, which means to sit. Shalom Yasha, which means peace unto Israel. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai Brakatham to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Than Ba'Shem Yahshai to all the sisters. We are the you could angle the camera down just a little bit. We are the Isupk, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York in 1969, under commanding General Yohanan. Here to teach the truth of the Bible, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians are the real Israelites according to the scriptures. And as the Israelites of the Bible, we keep the Sabbath service, which would be our Saturday, well, what we consider Saturday. It's technically from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, which would be the Sabbath. Okay. And so during that time, we of course purify ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We refrain from becoming unclean. We read the Torah, or at least the first 5 books of Moses, and extending into the Old Testament and the Lashon Kodash, which is the oldest language that mankind even knows about. You understand? Right. And so when we read using the Bible Hub app. You can download for free on iOS and Android. The Bible Hub app allows you to follow along in the interlinear version. When you open the app, you click on interlinear, and you can click on the book and chapter that we were reading on, and you can learn the oldest language on the planet as we read it, and often struggle through it. But as a learning process, we get more fluent with it over time, and as a nation, we start to have our own exclusive language. So you sisters out there, brothers out there, to go to any of these establishments where people are speaking other languages, sisters, they go out to nail salons and hairstylists, and be a Chinese woman talking with another Chinese woman. They're probably talking smack about you because your toenails is crusty or whatever, you know what I mean? And they speaking in their language. Well, guess what? You got your own language. For Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, we have our own language that we never even knew belonged to us. And so in our school, we make it a point, make sure he's on the screen too.
Cool.
We make it a point to bring back our language. And so when you see us reading that, just know that not only are we going to read it in the old tongue, and it is a correct language, it's not like we're speaking gibberish. These are exemplified. You can see behind me from our biblical Hebrew class yesterday, we got the alphabet right here. You know what I'm saying? In both the ancient and the modern Hebrew, or what we know as the Assyrian Hebrew. So we're going into the Old Testament. We're reading, and we're starting at Genesis. What was that? 24 and 40 something?
47, sir.
Man, I got a good memory. 47. Genesis 24 and 47. We're going to start that in Hebrew. We're going to read 7 verses. Then we're going to go jump to the English and then back and forth. And that way we can interpret what we're reading. Go ahead.
Khan. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 24, starting at verse 47. Wa Yashra Allah. Atha.
Go ahead and follow with them, copy guys. Help them out.
Mar. Bat. Mawa. Maya. At. Select. So what's that? Wa. Wata'a. Wata Amar. But. Bata wa. All. No, that's not Salaki, sir.
And Batu.
Bata all. Ban.
It's Bata Wa'al.
Salakia. Bata wa'ala.
Bata Wa'al.
Bata wa'al. Salakia. Bata wa'al. Ban.
Nakawar.
Nakawar.
Shaw.
Ashar.
Yawada.
Yalada.
Lawan.
Lawa. Maka. No, Salakia. Malaka.
Washam.
Wa asham.
Hamizan.
Hanazam. Al. Apa. Waha.
Wahatazan.
Taza. Salakia. Waha taza ma ya.
No, Wahatazan. Yadaya.
Salakia. Waha matazam ya hadyam.
Yadayam.
Salakia. Yadayam. So how do you say the whole word, Salakia?
Wahatazan. Yadayam.
Salakia. Wahatazam yadayam. All.
Yadaya.
Yada yada. Wa
Those are verse 48.
okay. Wa pod. Wa sha tha ha wa Yahweh. Wa ba wa barak
There you go.
at atha. So it's like atha Yahweh. Allah Allahaya.
There you go. That's it. Alahaya. Notice that because it says Yahweh, it says the YHWH. That's the tetragrammaton. You understand? The tetragrammaton is the 4-letter word for the Most High with no vowels in between. That's how you know. Like, see, here's the thing about it, and we got to talk about this too. YHWH has no vowels in it. The Most High's name has no vowels in it. And the thing is, that's because that is untouched. Even in modern Hebrew, they don't even try to add anything to it, I don't believe. Well, they may have changed the some of the characters. Now they say Jehovah, right? And things like that.
Yehudi.
But when it comes to the text itself, they don't even try to add anything to it.
Right.
Because they know that it's sacred to do so, because that's the original form of the Hebrew. Well, what we're reading is Hebrew without vowels in it. You understand? We don't add anything to it or anything like that, especially when it comes to name. So it says Yahweh, and then it says God, Allah, because Allah just means power. It does not mean, you understand? It, like I said, the Shemitic people, Ishmael being one of them, Ishmael being the people that became the Arabs, they use that as the term for God. But that comes from Hebrew. That's not Arabic. You understand that?
Right.
I hope y'all see that. When it says, again, we're in the Bible Hub app. You can download for free. Go to the interlinear version and follow along with us in Genesis chapter 24 and 48. If you have any questions about the Hebrew, now is the time to ask them, because we're reading in mostly Hebrew. You understand? So we got to understand this, and we have to understand how the sentence structures come together and what these words mean. So when you read Allahaya, that's just saying that would translate to the English word Elohim, or angel, or power. You understand? Go ahead.
Allahaya. Ada Naya.
Otherwise known as Adawanya. Adanya. There's a Y that's missing there. Go ahead.
Abraham. Ashar. Nach. Slakia. Ha.
Hanachanya.
Hanakanya,
Mm-hmm. Barak.
Barak,
Mm-hmm. Amath.
Amath, La Pa Ha,
Laqua.
Salakia, La Quaha,
Laqachath.
La Quahath.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's not like ha, it's cha. You got to put a
Cha.
little bit of a cha-cha in it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
La Wath.
Laqachath. Go ahead.
Salakia? How do you
Yeah.
say this again?
Laqachath.
La Quahath.
Like you about to spit on somebody. You know what I mean? But you ain't finna spit on nobody.
Right.
It's just enough to where you know it's not hot. It just has to have a little bit of a how I say it, a charge to it. Go ahead.
Ath, Bath,
Mm-hmm.
Ahaya,
Akya.
Akia, Salakia, Akia,
Adawanya.
Adawanya.
Or Adanya.
Salakia. Where we at?
Verse 49. What I thought.
What I thought.
Go ahead, copy. We're on verse 49. Help him out.
What were they on?
Verse 49.
24 and 49.
What word?
The first one.
Oh, verse. Oh,
What I thought.
What I thought. I'm
oh yeah.
Yashakam. Ashayam. Hasad. Wa amat. At. Slaget. Adanaya. Hagaya Dawa. Laya. Wa'an. Laya. Hagaya Dawa. Hagadawa. Laya. Pa na. Pana. All. Maya. It's like it. Yamayam. Yamayam. It's like
Dwab.
Okay. I was like, oh.
Iowa. All. Shema all.
Oh, that's it right there. That's scripture. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, that's what. Oh,
Okay. Waya an Laban. Waba Tha Wa all. Waya Ma
oh yeah, no. It's like why you my rock,
Waya Ma
morale,
Ma what?
morale.
Maro. Ma Yahweh.
Yatazah.
Yataza'ah.
Tell him what word you're on for Tazir, because he's on there now. Which word you looking at?
Right there off of
The matter.
the matter.
Hadabak.
Hadabar.
Hadabar.
La'ah.
So la'ah not only means no, it also means cannot.
Right.
Go ahead.
Nakal. Nawakal. Or so. It's like, am I saying that right?
We
Nah. Nakal.
no call.
Nawakal.
No call.
Dabar,
Yep.
Layak, Ra, Awa, Tawab. I hate when my phone does that. Slakia, my phone.
Mhm.
We're on
51, verse, chapter 51. Hanaha.
Banaha,
No, Hanaha. Hanaha.
Hanaha, Ra, Ba,
Rabakwa.
Rabakwa. That's how you say Rebecca? Rabakwa?
Yeah. Probably.
That's my sister's name. Okay. Rabakwa.
It's not Hebrew.
Lapanyak.
Go ahead.
Lapanyak.
You got to earn that.
Lapanyak,
Kwa.
Kwa,
Walak.
Walak,
Wathahai.
Wathahai, Ya, Wathahaya. It's like Wathahaya. Ashaya, Asha,
Lapan.
Laban, Ada,
Nayak.
Adanayak, Ka'ashar, Dabar, Yahweh.
Verse 52.
Verse 52. Wa Yahya Ka'ashar Shema Ibad? No. Ibad? Abraham at da ba ya ham ada. Yeah, ada raham. It's like I'm reading that wrong. Ada rayam. Wayasha tha hat. What? How do you say that word, sir? Slakia. How do you say that word? Wayasha
Wayashathachwa.
takwa.
Wayashathachwa.
Abra.
Remember, when you know exactly how to pronounce it, if you have to repeat it, do it, but make sure to read it nice and strong for the mic.
Come on, concert. Rashar. No? How do you say that, sir? Arataza. La Yahweh. Verse 53.
What do we start at?
47. How many? This goes all the way to 67. 20 verses. Because we need to go to camp, read 20 verses, and then Taziar will read 25 verses in the next chapter.
Come on, sir.
Read it all at once because this is a good story, but I want to break it down all at once. Go ahead.
Waya.
You got a little bit of work to do. Go ahead. Keep going.
Come on, sir. Waya. Wataza'a. Ha. Slack, sir. Ha'abad. Kalaya. Kasap. Wakalya. Wakalya. Zaab. Wada.
Gadayam.
Waba Gadayam. Waha
Wayatan.
Wayathan.
Lawabakwa.
La Ra Bakwa. So, like, how do you read that word? Wama
Wamagadana. Wamagadana.
Wabagadama. Slakia. Wagadama.
Wamaga.
Wamaga.
Dana.
Danat.
Dana. Nathan.
Nathan. La Ha
Kaya. Laakim.
Laakia.
Wala
Wa Laam Ma.
Verse 54.
Verse 54. Waha'aka La Wa.
Waishatawa.
Wayashatawa.
Hawa.
Hawa'a. Waha'a Na Shayam.
Shar.
Ashar.
Amal. Amal.
Aimawa.
Amal.
Wa'a. What's like, what was that word?
Which one?
This one right here.
Amal.
Amawa. Waya La Ya Nawa.
Oh, here.
Waya Wa Wa Mawa.
Amal.
Waya Kwamwa.
Wait. Mawa.
Waya Kwamwawa. Salakia. How do you say it?
Kwa.
Waya Kwa
Wamawa.
Wamawa. Baba Kwayar.
Baba Kwa.
Baba Kwa.
Wama.
Wayamar.
Shalak. Kana.
Shalak Kana Naya. La Da Naya. Verse 55.
Wayama.
Wayamar.
Akia.
Akia.
Wama.
Wa'ama.
Tashab.
Tashab.
Hanar.
Hana'a. Hana. So like Hana.
Hanar.
Hana. Ira.
Athanai. It's the Athanawa.
Athanawa.
Yamayam.
Yamayam.
Aw.
Awa.
Ashawar.
Ashawar.
Shar.
Ashar.
It's like a car.
Slakia.
Car.
Why does it do that? We're on 55, right?
Oh no, so whenever it does it, it's probably just moving up. So like if it does something or like moves,
Mhm.
it'll just move up here.
Oh, okay.
A car.
A car.
The lock.
The lock.
56.
Verse 56.
Wayamon.
Wayamar.
Allaham.
Alaham.
Ah.
All.
Kawar.
The roar. Wa.
Athaya.
Ataya.
Wayahaw.
La Yahawa.
Waya.
Wa Lahai. Salakia. Wa Lahai. Wa Yahawa.
Hatazalaya.
Hatazalayach. No, Salakia.
Yeah,
Hatazalayah.
Hatazalaya. Is it?
Hatazalayach.
Dawakayu.
Darakaya. Shalaha. No.
Shalaka.
Shalaka. Shalaka. Kana Slakia. Shilaka wa na Slakia. I can say that slow. Shilaka wa na ya. La wa la kaya Slakia. Wala ka la da naya. Verse 57. Wayamara. Nakar. No, it's Nakara.
But like, so like, you pronounce something a little bit, but like, you know how you say a word and like you say it kind of fast, and like they kind of like, how can I explain that? Like, you know how you say words and like it's like the car, like how, like you say it and it like doesn't sound like
Show me which
what we're
one.
doing.
Nakara.
We're saying like
Nakwara.
Nakwa.
Nakwara.
Nakwara.
like we'll say these words and like some brothers will have different pronunciation, like not pronunciation, but like different like accents.
Yeah, no, like I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Like, so I usually say Zabalawan,
Yeah.
but then Officer Awanyala, he would always correct me. He'd be like, no, it's Zabalawan. I'm like, it's close enough. But I used it like that one time when I used it in a track that I was recording. Zabalawan just kind of sounded better for that moment. But I mean, you can get it though. It ain't no different than like New Orleans slang versus Texas slang,
Right.
Tennessee slang, Memphis slang. You know,
I get it.
you know what I mean. It's no different than brothers. They say the word John, but brothers in Memphis say junt. You know what I'm saying? It just means a thing, something. You know what I mean? It's just a different dialect. It means the same thing. Go ahead. What's up? Dialect. That's the word. Flavor.
La na
Nakura.
Nah.
No,
The girl.
Oh, Lana R.
La na ar.
Allah.
Wanasha Allah. At.
Yep. See like that.
What is it?
Yeah.
Paya. Verse 58.
Oh, we're doing 20 verses, right?
Come on, concept.
Yeah, all the way to 67.
67. Korah. Owl.
We're making good time. Keep going.
So like, what was it?
Wayo Korah Owl.
Wayaka Ra'al.
Hey, y'all sit up.
Why?
So, because I can't hear him, so it's like
Copyright. You need to talk louder.
La Ra. So like it?
Waya Korah Owl.
Waya Kwabaragwa.
La Ra Bawa. La Ra Bakwa.
La Rabakwa.
Wayamaru.
Wayamara.
Alaya.
Alaya. Ha.
Hathalakai.
Hala. Salaki?
Hathalakai.
Hath. La.
Hatha.
Hatha.
Lakai.
Lakaya. I'm. Ha'a. Ya.
Hayash.
Hayash. Ha. Thaya. Hathaya? No. Hathaya?
Huzzah.
Hazah.
Remember, it's Assyrian.
Right. Oh, okay. Slaki. Hazaya. Wam. Watha Mar. Allah.
Can you give me that tower that's hanging on the sun?
Sounds like
59.
verse 59. Wa yashala hawa.
Shalakawa.
Salaki.
Waya Shalakawa.
Wa yashalakawa. At.
Rabakwa.
Rabakwa.
Akatha.
Akatham.
Wa'atha.
Wa'atha.
Malakwatha.
Malakwatha. Wa'at. Wa'ath.
Na'abiya. Abad.
Abad.
Baraham.
Abaraham.
Wa'ath.
Wa'ath. Anasha Yahwa.
Verse 60.
Verse 60.
Waya
Wayabaraka. Wa at. Rabakwa. Wayamarwa. La'a. No. Laha. So like Laha. Akha. Akhana. Akhathnawa. At. Haya. Hayaya. La'a. La. Haya. Rabakwat. No, Salaga. Ra. Babaha. Waya. Ya rush. Waya. Ya rush. Zabraik. At. Sha'ai. Sha'ira. Wa. No, Salaga. Sha. Na. Ayawa. Verse 61. Watha. Wathaquam. Rabba. Qua. Wanai. Ra. Tha. Ya. Ya. Salakia.
Wanai Rakaya.
Wanai Rathaya.
Ra.
Wath. Ra. Kha. Ban.
Kabana.
Kabana. All. Ha.
Hagamalia.
Salakia.
Hagamalia.
Hagamalia.
Allah.
Watha. La. Kha. Na.
Akarai.
Acharaya. Ha'a. Ya. Ha. Ayash. Wayakwa. Haya. Ha. Hai. I. Bad. At. Rabakwa. Wa. Ya. Lar. Wala. Why. Salaga. Wa. Ya. Lak.
62.
Verse 62. Waya. Taz. Wayatazak. Ba'a.
Mabawa. It's like Mabawa.
Mabo. Salakia.
Mabawa.
Mabawa. Ba'ar.
Makia.
Lakhaya. Ra'aya. Waha. Wa'a.
Yahushua. Yahushua.
Wayashab.
Ba'aratazim.
Barataza.
Oh my God.
Hanaga. Ga.
Kanazim.
Hanagab. Verse 63.
Wayataza.
Wayataza. Taza'a. Wayataza.
Yataza.
Yatazak. Lasha.
Wak. Lashawak.
Lashawak.
Lashada.
Bashada. Bashada. Yeah? No, Slakia. Bashadad. Dad.
Lashada.
Bashadad. Okay, Slakia. Lapa.
Wak. Lapan Wak.
Lapanwat.
Rab.
Arab.
Wayashab.
Wayashai.
Ayah.
Aya. Na. Ya. Wa.
Wayarab.
Wa. Ya. Ra. Wayara. Waha. Na.
Gamalayam.
Gamalayam.
Yam.
Bayayam. Ba'ayam. Slakia. Ba'ayam. Verse 64. Watha sha'a. Watha sha'a.
Rabakwa.
Rabakwa.
Ah.
At. Aya. Na. Naya. Ayana. Ayana. Watha ra. Watha ra'a. Ath.
Yataza.
Yatazak.
Watha. Oh.
Watha Paul.
Aha.
Ma'al.
Hagamal.
Hagamal.
Verse 65.
Verse 65.
Watha Amar.
Watha Amar.
Ah.
Al.
Aida.
Hayabad.
Ayah.
Maya.
Hayash.
Hayayash.
Halaza.
Halaza.
Ahalak.
Hahalak.
Bashadar.
Bashadad.
Lakora.
Lakawra.
Tanaw.
Banaw.
What? Waya Amar.
Wayamar.
Haibad.
Hayabad.
Hawa.
Hawa. Ada. Naya.
Watha Kwa.
Watha Kwa.
Hataza Ayah.
Hataza ya. Hataza ayap. Watha tha quam. No.
Watha Takas.
What?
Watha.
Watha the quas. The slakia. Watha the kas. Verse 66. Waya sapar. Hayabad.
Layatazak.
La yatazak. At. Kal.
Hadabarayam.
Hada. Ba. Rayam.
Shar.
Ashar.
Shar.
Aisha.
67.
Verse 67.
Ayah.
Waya ba'a.
Yatazak.
Yatazak.
Ha'ala.
Ha'ala. Ha'a.
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 Allah.
Ha'a. Hala. Shara.
Mao.
Amal.
Oyakwa.
Waya kwa.
Ah.
Waya kwa a. Just like it. What was it?
Ah.
Ath. Wayaquath, At,
No. This is right.
Wayaqua,
And then
At, Salaki, Wayaqua, At, Rabaqua, Watha, Wathahaya, Lao, La Asha, Waya, Ha, Baha, Ba, Wayanaquam, Salaki, Wayanaquam, come, Salaki, Wayanakam,
Mhm.
Yatzak, Akariya, Amawa, Pa.
Excellent. Give my brother a hand, man. That was a lot to read. That was 20 straight verses. You know what I'm saying? What we'll do now is we're gonna go to the English so we can those that are native English speakers, we can understand what we just read. So let's get the Bible. Got it right there on the corner. Genesis chapter 24, verse 47. Let's get that in English. While he's getting that, I just kind of break down what's been going on in this chapter. So this chapter is incredible. It is the pinnacle moment of how faith has created our entire nation, because Isaac is the son that was born of Abraham. We know that, but it wasn't his firstborn son, because we know that before we got to this point that Abraham and his wife, Sarah, I believe, had a son already by the name of Ishmael, right? And this was a son that was born to a woman. It was a different woman from Sarah. They had an Egyptian woman, right, that bore Ishmael to Abraham as his firstborn son, but he was sent away with the mother. And the previous class, we was talking about how she would also be blessed and she would go and do their own thing and yada yada. They become the Arabs, right? So they hold a lot of the same customs that Abraham had because they are Shemitic. So they have a lot of the same customs. In fact, I wanted to preface that by saying this. I had been watching the show recently, and it's very Old Testament, but it's an Arabic show from Turkey. And in this show, they talking about the blood on the sheets and the dowry and stoning women that go against, you know what I'm saying, the adultery thing. I'm like, hey, these is Arabs talking about, and I ain't seen a one Quran pulled the whole show. Because why? Because it is actually from the Shemitic people that come from Abraham. You know what I'm saying? And when we get to this point in this chapter, what has happened is that Abraham has sent one of his servants, his chief servant, his best servant, the one that he trusts the most. And he says, listen, the Most High gave me a road path to getting a daughter for my son, Isaac, the one that he's going to set his covenant with, the one that he's going to work with. And by faith, he told him, he said, this is exactly how you need to go. You need to go to this city. I need you to bring 10 camels. I need you to stand there at the well, because there's going to be a woman at this well, and she's going to be able to feed you and give you water. And she's also going to extend that same gratitude towards those camels. And that's how you know that she's going to be the one that's going to be for my son, Isaac. So this brother goes to this other city, and he finds this well. And early in the chapter, it talks about this well is well known for women gathering water in the evening. Okay, so it's almost like as if it was a known thing that there were women that are going to show up here to fetch the water. Now, if you remember in the old days, women used to wear those, they would walk around and balance these big old buckets on their head because they don't want to carry heavy things, right? Women are dainty like that. But if they go to a well and they fetch the water in the well, they're able to balance it on their heads. And they're able to walk to their house, and they're able to put it in their house without having to worry about being super strong, because as long as they balance it on their head, the spine, the whole body, it supports it. It's a lot easier for them to carry. An example of that is when the brothers in the Isupk went to Acuna in Mexico, and there was literally thousands of Haitians that were under the bridge in Mexico, right? And we were handing out food and water and clothes and all these different things. And one thing that I saw while we were there was that the women would balance the whole entire case of water on their head.
What's time Christ?
Where do you think that comes from, bro? This was a well that all the women would show up to so they could fetch water for their household for the evening. You understand? Not just for water, but like for drinking, but for bathing and things like that, right? So it was well known that this was the case. So the servant, he goes to the well and he finds a woman that does exactly what Abraham had prophesied that was going to happen. So this is in the middle of that conversation because we left off and we finished Genesis chapter 24, verse 46, where we left off. And now it's going to continue the story of how this marriage comes to pass. You understand? Because it is through faith that the servant fulfills the duty of what his master Abraham had told him and told him, look, there's going to be a woman there. She's going to give you water. She's going to give the camels water. And that's going to be the woman that's going to marry Isaac. Go ahead. Give me verse 47 in English.
Kanawakan, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 47. Mm-hmm. And I asked her and said, whose daughter art thou? Yeah. And she said, the daughter of Bethuel.
Bethuel, go ahead.
Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bore unto him.
So he's just did lineage. She's talking about the lineage. This is my father. This is the grandfather. This is the grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. So go ahead.
And I put the earring upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands.
Stop. What is this? What is this right here? The giving of the earrings and the bracelets. What is that?
Slucky out one, if I may. That's basically like a show of endearment.
That definitely is true. Keep going.
But it's also showing, for lack of better terms, he's staking down his flag.
Not his flag, because remember, this is Abraham's servant. So he's not the one that's marrying her.
Right. But like for his master, sir.
For his master's sake. So so in that sense, yes, he's staking down a flag. Because why? Because women that are of marriageable age, if you go to, man, I gotta get this scripture. Where's it at? Give me verse. Jump up to verse just real quick. Give me verse. Gotta find it. Verse 16.
Colonel Concert. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 16.
Listen good. Go ahead.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon.
All right, so this is at the well. This is the well situation, okay? This woman came up, and what did it say?
A virgin. Neither had any man known her.
Hold on. So it says she's a virgin, and then it says neither had any man known her. Do you understand that? Right. It's making a separation between two different things that we normally associate together. Because the definition, that's a big old frankincense. Okay. So the definition of virgin is a woman of marriageable age, whether she is married or not. And then right after it says that, it says neither had any man known her, meaning what? The word virgin doesn't mean that she hasn't had sex.
Right.
That's what that's saying.
Right.
It says that she's in that range of being available to be married to somebody. And then it also says this because this was a fact at that moment, was that she had not known any man, meaning what? She was not espoused to a man. She had not laid with any man because she was fresh. She was pure in that sense. Okay.
Right.
So she was not given away in marriage. She was not in the status of being a widow or somebody that was dealing with somebody. She was truly single. You know how people on social media, they say single AF.
Right.
And you know what that means, right? It's like single, like straight up, you know, but in this sense, it's like to the point where it's like she has never dealt with any man on an intimate matter. Go ahead. Now go back to that verse.
Colonel Concert. Verse 47. And put the earrings upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands.
So that's a custom that goes back to the Shemitic people. It's not about a ring on the finger, but adorning a woman with jewelry, not just a ring, okay? Because the Catholic Church made it about a ring for some damn reason. But it's about showing that now that she's dressed with these precious minerals, right?
Right.
That shows that she is in a different glow in her life. You understand? And that's what that recognized, because now that that's the case, you're going to see a reaction from her family when they see that. Go ahead.
And I bowed down my head and worshiped the Lord and blessed the Lord God of my master Abraham, which had led me into the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son.
Exactly. Go ahead.
And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me. And if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left.
So he's like letting her know, look, be straight up with me so that I know if I'm not wasting my time or not, because I'm going to either go this way or that way if this isn't what I think this is. Because this is happening exactly how I was told that it was about to happen. Because Abraham told him that this is how you were going to meet Isaac's wife to be. And this is exactly how it's playing out. So he's just kind of, he's trying to understand the situation and the direty of the situation by saying, listen, this is going exactly how it's supposed to go. So let me make sure. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good.
Right, because earlier in the chapter, the woman, she runs back to the house, tells her family about it, and then they come back and see her adorned with the jewelry. I forgot that happened. Actually, it happened before we got to verse 47. Go ahead.
Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go.
Dang, they trust in this man with this, their a daughter like her in that state is such a prized possession in the household. Do you understand that? Because not only is she helping out around the house, she is the master of the house's daughter. She is the master of the house's daughter, and they and this is how much faith people had in that time. So where it's like, yeah, this is it. This is a moment that is divine. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. That's why he said, what? Read that verse again.
Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go. And let her be in thy master, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Lord has spoken.
You understand? They ain't even met Isaac. You understand that?
Right.
That's a lot of faith right there. That it takes to just, you know what they call that nowadays? They call that a blind date.
Right.
Because she's about to go and meet her husband. She don't even know what he looked like. You know what I mean? She'll know what he looked like. And this is more than a blind date. It's a blind marriage. You talking about assigned marriages or arranged marriages. This is an example of exactly that in those days. You understand? It's like, we got a man for you. And that man's father is very wealthy, has everything he needs. And so that's another incentive that lets that family know, listen, she's going to be safe. She's going to be secure. She's going to have what she needs with this family. If there's a son that is of similar age to her, that is going to be perfect for them both. Go ahead, Taziar.
So is that our culture, or do we learn it from others, from other nations?
This goes even before Israel, because let's understand, when we get to like the book of Tobit, when we get to other examples in the Old Testament, it is a common thing where they say that this woman belongs to this man by right. Why is that? By right, meaning that because he has dibs on her because they are within the same family structure in a more immediate sense, in the sense of not like incest, but like cousins or distant cousins. You know what I'm saying? And so there's examples of that in like the book of Tobit and things like that. And so it's very similar in this situation. Only in this situation, Israel has not been established as a nation. And so when we're talking about people of a kindred nation, Abraham deals with a specific people. That's why if you go to verse 3. We're 3 and 4. Genesis 24 and verse 3.
Colonel Khan, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 24, starting at verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven, and the God of Abraham's
Abraham's
the
telling
earth.
Abraham's telling this to his servant. Go ahead.
that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell.
And this is the people he dwelt among. But he says that there's some people that are more apt to be compatible with my family. Keep going.
But thou shalt go unto my country.
See what he said? Into who?
My country.
His country, where he comes from. Go ahead.
And to my kindred,
Mm-hmm.
and take a wife unto my son Isaac.
See that? That's no different. Where in the book of Tobit says, "Beware of whoredom, my son, and take unto thy son a daughter of my kindred, of my people." And that's been like that since as far back as we can remember. And the Hispanic people are very, very locked into that.
Right.
For the most part, the ones that haven't been Americanized, they're very locked into that.
Right.
Because, and I'll tell you straight up right now, if you especially a Hispanic man, if you dealing with a sister that likes country music, you better be careful, because she might like Edomite men,
Right.
because she's being brainwashed by that. You understand? But a lot of sisters, they don't even, because they don't know better, they don't even deal with Judite brothers from South America. They just deal with brothers that are like Hispanic, because they just have that attachment to them. Little do they know, they have a little bit more leeway with what they can choose from. But I understand that, because that is an ancient tradition that has carried over time.
Right.
But that's what he said. Give me verse 4.
Salaki.
Read that. Oh, you read some of that. Read that again, though.
Okay. But thou shalt go unto my country
Mm-hmm.
and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac.
Does that answer the question, though, Taziar? Most high correct. Go back to verse. Where was you at?
I was at verse.
Was it 40 something? 50? Give me verse 52.
Come on, concert. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words and worshiped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and the servant brought forth jewels of silver
Mm-hmm.
and jewels of gold
Yep.
and raiment,
Mm-hmm.
and gave them unto Rebekah.
Yeah. So what did it do? So the sign of, hey, now you're going to be a spouse is not just a ring. Israelite culture, or the derivative culture, even before Israel, the Shemitic culture, the culture of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, was what? To adorn a woman with jewelry. And there's other examples in the Bible where it says exactly that. And that's why it says jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and raiment. So if you're trying to, if you're trying to show that your woman belongs to you, adorn her with jewelry. Hey, I don't give a damn if you got to go and get some cut rate shit off of Temu or Shane or whatever them Chinese, because China got all the minerals right now. Silver and gold, they've been buying that stuff for the past 20 years. So now they cut it, they mix it with alloys with other metals to sell it for cheap online. You can still get something cheap. You ain't got to spend no $1,000. You spend $50, $100 and get something that looks presentable. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just putting you on game. You ain't got to go and, because we in hell right now. We got slaveries and brothers barely even paying their phone bill. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So just know that. It's not about a ring, but if you want to go and put some bracelets on or some anklets and some, you know what I mean, chains and stuff like that, that's biblical, man. I'm just telling you, bro. Because that's how Israelite women are anyways. They like to shine just as much as we like to shine.
Yeah, right.
Like, what the heck is this, bro? Why do we rock this? Why do we do that? Because it's just how we've been, bro. It's not even that complicated.
Right.
Go keep going. Adorn with jewelry. Give me verse 53 again.
Okay. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things.
The blind got something too. The mother got something too. That's why you need to go to Temu, because you ain't gonna afford no $1,000 this and that and whatever for everybody. I know damn well you ain't gonna do that. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm just saying you could, that's kind of like the dowry down payment. Think of it like that, right? because you're bringing gifts. And even if it's somebody that's bringing those gifts on your behalf, you know what I'm saying? People used to do that back in the day. You used to be in elementary school, middle school. If you see a honey out there that you thought was fine, sometimes you didn't go up to her directly. You may have sent your friend to speak on your behalf. Oh, hey, look, so and so, he wants to buy you a slushie for lunch.
Huh?
Yeah,
A slushy.
some from the snack bar. Look, he got these hot Cheetos with the nacho cheese, the queso in it. It starts off with these gifts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to show you. And then it can go into those things later because it's breaks the ice. You understand? That breaking the ice is a part of our culture. Sometimes it is through gifts. Because we know the scriptures. The scripture says the gift destroys the heart, right? That could be both a bad thing and a good thing. Right. And that works in your favor. Why? Because you understand people break easily when you give them something. You understand? And that's tactical, that's logistical, and that's a part of warfare. And unfortunately, part of warfare is making reinforcements. So love is even a part of warfare.
Right.
Endearment and consummation and marriage is a part of that warfare. So you have to be tactical in all of those things. Abraham was a man of warfare as well. He took out armies with 300 men, entire armies. You don't think he knows how to play the game when it comes to females? He's an OG at this point. He was over 90, 100 years old when he had Isaac. Now his son Isaac is of marriageable age. Now he needs to get him right, and he knows exactly how to do it. That's why he prepared these things. Keep going.
Verse 54. And they did eat and drink, and they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, hinder me not, seeing the Lord hath prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth.
Good night. Read that part again.
And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth.
Keep going.
And they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go.
See that? See how willing she was? Because now it's exciting. You know, women like drama in their life. That's why I watch all them damn novellas and reality TV shows, because they need to switch up every now and then. She's used to serving in the house. She's the lady of the house. Now she got some exciting stuff going on. You telling me there's a rich man who has a son for me? She said, yeah, let's go. Let's see what's up with this. You understand? I was going to say this too. Keep going. Keep reading.
Come on. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men. And they blessed Rebekah.
Read that verse again.
And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse.
She's got her own nurse. Keep going.
And Abraham's servant and his men.
So now she got a whole entourage defending her honor, because this man was here representing Abraham. And so this woman this daughter, imagine sending your daughter off, but she's not alone. She's got a whole army of people ready to protect her. That's how you know that there's confidence in this situation. That this man not only had 10 camels, but also had servants under a servant. You understand what I'm saying? Abraham set this thing up right to be presentable, to be respectable, and to earn the trust of this family whom he was going to marry his son with. Keep going.
And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions.
Thousands of millions. How much is 1,000 million?
1,000 million?
That's $1 billion.
Right.
$1 billion. 999 million. Then you add one more million. That's 1,000 million. It'll take you to the next decimal, right?
Right.
That'll take you to $1 billion. Imagine you're telling a woman you're going to be the mother of 1 billion people. because the seed that's going to come after you is going to prosper to the point where you couldn't even imagine. And a woman back then was more locked into the purpose of being a mother, more so than women now that are all about this Megan Thee Stallion or Planned Parenthood BS. She was already wanting to have children. She already wanted to have a man. She was ready for that role. And then you telling her she's going to be the mother of billion people?
Wow.
How empowering is that? Keep going.
Come. And let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them.
Keep going. Meaning they going to not just be a strong people, they going to take over stuff.
And Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels.
And her damsels,
And-
she got an entourage of women. Keep going.
And followed the man.
Oh, hold on, that's crazy, bro. Because it's not just about that. Like, she's got maidservants. Them maidservants gonna roll with her to the end too.
Right.
They gonna end up marrying men that are among these brothers out here that are in the middle of Canaan, that just so happen to be their kinfolk. So it's all gonna line up well. That's something different than when you was rolling with your cousins when you was older, and you just seen like you, your cousin, your brother, and then you seen these three girls that they was family at the taqueria, you know, and they playing live music, and everybody's eating chicken fajita tacos and stuff and nachos, and you seen them, you want to spit game to them because what? Because I'm pretty sure they're Hispanic too, and they're from your people too, and y'all just kind of vibe like that when y'all get the courage to go up and talk to them. Right. And it's the same thing happening in the ancient times because why? Because that's just how we be. That's how we are. Matter of fact, I was going to show you this. There's a website. Yeah, we got plenty of time. There's a website called the Camel Calculator, where it's kind of a joke, but it actually it just goes to show if you type in a woman's age, her height, her color, all these different parts about her and stuff, it'll actually calculate, and this is kind of a joke, but it actually shows how many camels she'd be worth. And so
that's funny.
Abraham had literally given the servant 10 camels to take to trade in behalf of her. You know what I'm saying? And that's another ancient custom too, because it wasn't like you was gonna show up with nothing.
Right.
Keep going.
Come.
We got more reading to do, so let's get through this chapter.
And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Laha Ha'ira, for he dwelt in the south country.
Mm-hmm. So Isaac, now this is when they meet each other. Y'all gotta understand the gravity of this moment, because this is even before Jacob existed, right? Because we're talking about Isaac, Jacob's father, meeting the wife that he would love for the rest of his life. Keep going.
Come. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide.
Mm-hmm.
And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming.
Here come the camels. And who's on the camels? Go ahead.
And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lifted off the camel.
She lighted off the camel.
She lighted off the camel.
That's kind of like, it's crazy they use the word light, because it wasn't like she jumped off like some rugged, brother. She kind of like, real gracefully got off the thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because she's like, she sees this man. She's probably enticed. It doesn't say it, but you can understand it because she's acting so feminine and how she lights herself off the camel. And it's going to go and it's going to show you even more of her spirit right here. She sees this man and she's like, who's this? Go ahead.
And she had said unto her servant, what man is this that walketh in the field?
She said unto the servant, which was the man that was the one that went out there to get her. Go ahead.
To meet us. And the servant had said, it is my master.
And because he's of younger age and not of older age like Abraham, she immediately understood that this was Isaac, the man that would be her husband. And what does she do right when she sees him? And when she confirms that that is going to be her husband, what does she do?
Therefore she took a veil and covered herself.
She did what?
She took a veil and covered herself.
I need every brother that hears this right now to screenshot this scripture, because this is a woman covering her head in the Old Testament.
Right.
You know how we read the scripture that says that a woman's not supposed to dishonor her head? This is a scripture that tells you that women cover their head in the Old Testament. But why did she do that right then? Why did she do it when she found out that was going to be her husband? Because in order for her to connect to the Most High, she has to do it through a man, and she has to cover her head.
Right.
Because she immediately respected Isaac, because she immediately understood that was going to be the man that would lead her to righteousness.
Right.
So she covered her head with a veil right when she found out that that was the man for her. She must have thought that she probably was digging. She wasn't against it. She was locked in. Go ahead.
And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done.
Thankfully, right? Because then would have gone and had another 30 verses to explain everything that had already repeated. Keep going.
And Isaac brought her unto his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
You're talking about an arranged marriage. This thing happened very quickly. This took 3 verses to explain when they first met. She covered herself up and she uncovered herself up, if you know what I'm talking about. Because why? Because they didn't waste no time. They must have already felt each other, because that's what happened, man. Brothers they understand that they start having that connection with each other, that they're gonna make this thing happen. And that's exactly how it played out. All right, so now we're gonna go back to the Hebrew.
So there's a little bit more left on here.
Go ahead.
And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
And you know what's heavy about that too is that this was during a time of mourning in his life. There are times where the Most High will have somebody sent your way because you may be in a state of loss, sadness. Sometimes it takes something like that to bring you out of that. And that's biblical. All right, so with that, Amadium. You didn't find the swords, copyright?
Where?
All right. With that, Amadium, go ahead.
Tazir Balawan Banya Shral.
Balawan Ban Yashtarala.
Yabashir Shabrakata.
Yahbashim Yawashapakata.
Go ahead. Damn, I was supposed to pour him something.
You didn't put it on? You did.
Yeah, no, okay. You know what? Because he's supposed to get it at the end or at the
Yeah.
beginning? Oh, okay.
It's just like the beginning and then the closing.
Because I know usually we're supposed to have more readers, so I didn't know that they are all supposed to do it. All right, with that, Mashabia, which means to sit. We're gonna knock. I know I did more talking than normal because we did a much larger chunk of scriptures at once. So when we go back in there, we're gonna go and read 25 verses in the next chapter. So Genesis chapter 25. You're gonna read 25 verses.
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 1. Isupk, Abaram, Wayakwa, Aisha, Washma, Kwa, Kwawa, Ra'ah.
28 verses.
Okay. Verse 2. Wadalat, Lawa, Ata, Zamarim, Wa'ata, Jakashawa, Wa'ata, Ma'arwa, Wa'ata, Marayam, Wa'ata, Yashbak, Wa'ata, Shauka. Verse 3. Waya, Kusha, Yalat, Ata, Shaba, Mata, Daranya, Wabanwa, no, Slaga, Wabanya, Darwa, Hayawa, Aswaram, Walatwa, Shayam, Wala Ayamum. Verse 4. Wabanya, Mariam, Ayapat, Waapar, Wakanak, Wa, Bajarek, Wabada Aya, Wa ala the Ka, Allah, Banya, Ka, Kawa, the Ra. Verse 5. Wayatan, Abaram, the Ka, Asar, Lawa, Layatazak. Verse 6. Walabanya, Kapa, Lasham, Shum, Wapa, La'ai, Kisham, Ashar, Abaram, Atwa, Abaram, Matanka, Matanta, Waislam, Ma'al, Yatzak, Manya, Ba'ai, Wadanya, Aya, Kharma, Al, Aratza, Kadam. Verse 7. Wa'ala, Yamaya, Shanaya, Kayaya, Abaram, Asar, Aya, Ma'ta, Shanaka, Wasbam, Shanaka, Wakmas, Shanayam. Verse 8. Waya, Kawaya, Wayamat, Baram, Basaya, Basayamba, Tubab, Sakwa, Washabaya, Wayasa, Ayla, Amawa. Verse 9. Waya, Paparwa, Atawa, Kitzak, Wayasha, Ma'al, Banya, Al, Ma'arat, Hamak, Pala, Allah, Sar'a, Afram, Banya, Zakar, Hakataya, Asar, Al, Banya, Mamra. Verse 10. Hashda, Asar, Kadaka, Abaram, Ma'ta, Banya, Ata, Pakia, Slakia, Pakia, Shamaka, Karbar, Abaram, Wasabra, Achatawa. Verse 11. Wajahaya, Amariah, Mawat, Abaram, Wabarak, Alahayim, Atha, Yataza, Banawa, Yashub, Yataza, Ayam, Ba'ara, Aya, Raya. Verse 12. Wala'a, Taladat, Yishma, Banya, Abaram, Ashar, Yaladat, Hagar, Hamatzara, Yath, Shapat,
Supercut.
Shapakat, Shara, La Abaram. Verse 13. Wa'ala, Shamawat, Banya, Banya, Yishma, Bashamat, Lata, Wadatam, Bakar, Shema, Yashma, Nayat,
Nabaya.
Nabayat, Wakat, Wakada, Wa'a, Wa, Ba'a,
Nabah.
Wa'araba, Wamashum. Verse 14. Wamasham, Wamashayim, Wara'a, Wamasha. Verse 15. Kara'a, Warama, Jarma, Apasha, Wakwa, Dama. Verse 16. Ala'a, Come, Vanya, Yashma, Wa'ala'a, Shamatum, Baka, Tazara, Bakat Tazaram, Wabaratum, Shanaim, Ashar, Nashaim, Wamatum. Verse 17. Wa'ala, Shaya, Haya, Ishma, Ma'at, Shana, Washalayim,
Mashallah.
Washalashim, Shana'a, Washaya, Shanaim, Wayapwa, Wayamat, Wayazab, Allah, Amaiwa. Verse 18. Wayashanwa, Maka, Walayim, Aida, Ashar, Allah, Panya, Matazarayim, Bakam, Ashar, Ora, La, Panya, Ka, Akio, Lapa. Verse 19. Wa Allah, Tobadat, Aitzak,
You have to.
Yatzak, Panya, Abaram, Hawlaid, Ata, Aitzak, Yatzak.
What are you going to? 25, right?
I started at 20, sir.
You said what?
I started at 20. I mean, it's like at 1,
You
25. And,
You're going to 25, I think it's. Yeah, 25.
okay. Waya, Yatzak, Panya, Abaram, Shana'a, Bakwa, Tawa, Ta, Rabaka, Ba'at, Batawa, Aramayam, Slagan, Ha,
Oh, no, you read it's 28.
okay. Hamamaya, Mapada, Maparwa, Aram, Akiwa, Labumwa, Haramya, Lawa, Aisha. Verse 21. Waya Aita, Yatzak, Yahweh, Lanaka, Ashtawa, Kaya, Akara, Kaya, Wayata, Lawa, Yahweh, Waata, Rabaka, Ashtawa. Verse 22. Wayata, Ratza, Zawa. Oh, that's a big one. Habanyam, Bakra, Wadamar, Yum, Kun, Lama, Za'a, Anakia, Wadalak, Ladarash, Ata, Yahweh. Verse 23. Wayamar, Yahweh, La'a, Shanya, Gaya, Gayam, Baranak, Shnaya, Imanyum, Mamayai, Yapa, Burwa, Alum, Ma'alum, Yamatza, Ma'arab, Ya'ibad, Suzair. Verse 24. Waya, Lamwa, Yamaka, Laladat, Baka, Naka, Tabamum, Babatum. Verse 25. Wayatazra, Harajaiwan, Arawan, Kalawa, Ka'arat, Shar, Waya, Kwa, Rawa, Shamawa, Yashua. Verse 26. Araya, Khan, Yatza, Hakia, Uyarwa, Akitza, Baikwa, Aishwa, Wayakra, Shamwa, Yakwab, Wayatzak, Ban, Shazam, Shana, Ba'aladat, Atam. Verse 27. Wayagaldawa, Hana, Arayim, Wayahaya, Aishwa, Aisha, Yada, Sa'ida, Ayash, Shada, Waikwab, Aisha, Thumb, Shba, Alam. Verse 28. Was that it?
God, just 28.
Hmm?
Just the 28.
Through 28?
Okay.
Okay. Verse 28. Wachab, Yatzak, Ata, Ashwa, Kaya, Tzai, Bapayawa, Warabat, Abak, Ata, Yaikwab. Verse 28.
All right, let's go ahead and get that in English. Genesis chapter 25, verse 1. Just gonna read it straight through. Let's go.
Okay. This book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah.
Mhm.
Verse 2. And she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Maiden, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua. Verse 3. And Jokshan began Sheba and Dedan,
Mhm.
and the sons of Dan were Ashurm, and Letushim, and
Leuman.
Leuman. Verse 4. And the sons of Midian, Ephra, and Anak, and Abidah, and Eldaah, and these were the children of Keturah.
So these were all the kids that Abram had with another woman named Keturah. This was after he had Isaac. So he was over 100 years old when he had these children with his new wife. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
Mhm.
Verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son,
Mhm.
while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country. Verse 7. And these are days of the years of Abraham's life which he lived, 160 years.
That's 175 years old. Better than anybody on earth now could achieve. 175. Like by the time we're 75, we're ready to give up the ghost. He lived another 100 years after that. Keep going.
Going. Verse 8. Then Abraham gave up the ghost and died in good old age, an old man, in fuller years, and was gathered to his people. Verse 9. And his son Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah, in the field of Ephron, in the son of Zohar, in the Hittite, which is before Mamre.
Mhm.
Verse 10. The field which Abraham purchased of the sons of Heth, where there was Abraham buried, and Sarah his wife. Verse 11. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham that God blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt by the well Laharai.
All right, go ahead.
Laharai. Verse 12. Now, these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah, handmaid, bare unto Abraham. Verse 13. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names, according to the generation. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nabokjah, and Kedar, and Adabil, and Mibzam.
Mibsam.
Okay, Mibzam. Verse 14. And Mishma, and Duma, and Masa.
Mhm.
Verse 15. Hadar, and Tema, Ketur, Naphish, and Kedema.
That's 12 sons. Go ahead.
Verse 16. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, by their towns and by their castles. 12 princes according to their nations.
So they also were blessed. You understand? Though the Most High had not made his covenant with them, they still became an abundant people. Keep going.
Count, verse 17. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people.
Mhm.
Verse 18. And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur, that is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren.
They dwelt where? In Havilah unto Shur, that is before Egypt, on the way to Assyria, which is the Middle East, modern day Syria. You understand? And so you have an ancient claim to that land by the people that would be considered the Palestinians, Pakistanians, the Afghanians, you know what I mean? All these different Arab nations, Saudi Arabia, obviously, a lot of people there, right? So they have a claim to that land. Then you have these fake Jews that are out there in that land trying to take it from them. So, of course, there's never ending conflict there, right? Because of misunderstanding and also of a disrespect for where people originate from. Keep going.
Count, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac.
Mhm.
Verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife.
Remember that story we just read in the previous chapter? That man that was waiting for her to come off that camel, he was 40 years old when he met her and consummated their marriage. Keep going.
Count. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah his wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. Verse 21. And Isaac threatened the Lord.
No.
Oh,
That was-
exactly. So like, yeah.
Wait.
Entreated.
And Isaac entreated. So like, yeah.
I just threatened the Lord. Damn, boy. Leave this class, goddamn.
Put this up here, man. Woo.
Isaac did what?
So like, yeah. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife
Yeah,
because she was barren.
that was the complete opposite. Go ahead.
And the Lord was still medication, brother.
It's all good, bro. Everybody's been slaving all week. I'll let that slide. Go ahead.
Come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Hmm.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
You see that? We done brought up, like, the whole first part of this chapter was about bringing up an entire lineage of people that came from the seed of Abraham, right? With a different concubine, different woman. And then it was like, anyways, back to Isaac, right? That's kind of how it went and explained that, right?
Mm.
And then it goes as further because the Most High, yes, had Abraham produce a lot of different people, a lot of different nations, family trees, and divisions among them. And even in the womb, this woman is realizing that these 2 kids do not get along, even in her belly. You feel me?
Right.
So she's inquiring of the Lord. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb,
Yeah,
and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
that's an understatement because these 2 nations are way different from each other. Way different. Esau and Jacob, they're going to be 2 completely different people. Though they come from the same mother, they're not going to be the same. Keep going.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
We already know how that look. And don't let the skin color fool you. Canelo Alvarez is a strong brother of the nation of Israel. You understand? I had to say that because he just got through whooping on some Puerto Rican brother. But Israelites are by default just stronger. You know, like brothers grow up in the hood off of ramen noodles and Hot Pockets and still gets more swollen. The Edomite, they got the protein powders and the regimens and the doctors and nutritionists.
Right.
And just somehow, some way, the genetics just take over and just give them that oomph. You know what I'm saying? That strength, that natural strength. And it's not just Judah; it goes for all of Israel. It's just kind of how we've always. That's why our people excel in all the different sports. And even if you go back into Roman history, we excelled in the gladiator arenas and all the things like that when we were forced to fight against lions and stuff like that. Taking on multiple soldiers at the same time with the lack of equipment for fighting them. So many examples of us throughout our history where we're put in predicaments of where we're the underdog and yet we still come out on top. Keep going.
Come on. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger.
That hasn't happened yet because we know that Esau and he don't serve us, but that will happen. After everything's said and done. Keep going.
Okay, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
Yep, keep going.
And they called his name Esau. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Verse,
remember, he went unto her when he was 40, then 80 years old. So 20 years later is when they had the kid. They've been married for 20 years. Understand? Most relationships now don't even last 20 weeks, 20 days, damn near. You know what I'm saying? So there's a dedication in that relationship that led to that. A lot of perseverance because she was barren. Remember? She was barren. It took her 20 years to get pregnant with him. But he stuck with her because he had faith. And even in this struggle here, these 2 nations coming out of their wombs, these are going to be some different cats. They're going to be at odds with each other. We're going to get more into that in the next Sabbath service. We keep going. What's up? What you want to say?
I saw you, sir. I just wanted to mention that, like, working with Edomites, I can't accept that, and knowing this truth, of course, I can't accept that they were able to build pyramids because they're not equipped for that kind of labor.
Well, we know they didn't.
I mean? Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, working with them and like seeing their spirit and their work ethic, like, there's no way that they.
Yeah, because I know that the damn factory I work at could not be built by Edomites.
No.
And I see so many Hispanic brothers and sisters out there building the machines for the factory, the robotics, the presses, the construction lines, and all that kind of stuff. It's Hispanics that built it.
Right.
And they built it on the cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like the modern day pyramid right there, that damn Tesla factory.
It is. Yeah.
You understand? So I could only imagine the amount of ingenuity it took. And it's not just because we were the ones that physically had the ability to build this, because we mentally have the capacity to understand what it took to build it, the arithmetic needed, the
Right.
geography, all those different skills that come into play when it comes to building. They still can't figure out how the pyramids were even made. They have theories, but they don't even know. You know what I mean? Who knows how we build it? We may have done, I don't want to bring nothing up, but I'm just saying there's all types of ways that it could have been done. And guess what? We figured it out.
Okay.
Because every time we in slavery, we try to make it easier for ourselves. So our ingenuity keeps our backs from being broken.
Right.
It could have been acoustic levitation for all we know.
Right.
Shit. Our people are astounding in the things that we can achieve.
That's right.
But for the sake of other nations, no, that time's going to come to an end. We're going to be innovating for us. When we come together as a nation of people, because we are different from Esau. We are different from those people. We're always meant to be. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Last verse. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau
Mm-hmm.
because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
Because Esau went out, he was hunting. Isaac got to, eating some of that food that Esau will bring in. Hey, man, I got this deer here. You know what I'm talking about? Let's cook this thing out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But see, that the thing you have to understand about this too is that Rebekah loved Jacob because she was given the understanding that it was going to be him that was going to be the one to take on the covenant of the Most High. That's how our story continues to play out. And so we're going to cover that in the next Sabbath service. Okay. We're going to do all that. And then we're going to go more into this detail on these two nations here that were in Rebekah's womb. So with that, Amajim. Upani Hakodam, which means to turn face towards Jerusalem. East. All right. Yeah, my bad. Go ahead. I'll be right back.
Alright, dan read the Lord's Prayer in the last one, Kadash.
Go ahead.
Abanau,
Shabbat
Shema,
Shema.
Kodash,
Hayat.
Shemka,
Shemka.
Yahweh,
Malakaka.
Tabaa,
Tabaa.
Ratzak,
Hayat.
Aisha,
Baratata.
Kawa,
Hayat.
Bashaman,
Latanana.
Lakam,
Ka.
Yawam,
Wasalakanawa.
Kabawatinawa,
Kasalakanawa.
Kabawatinawa,
Kawawatinawa. Wala. Tabi'ayanawa. Banasaiwan. Abal. Hawashayanawa. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala. Watapara. Nawalamya. Amen. And what he said in English was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Right. Go ahead, blow the horn. Oh, you gotta cover the scroll up.
Take it out. Take it out.
Yeah, go
Take
ahead.
the microphone out.
All right. Turn face towards me. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakia.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakia.
Face towards me. Copyright switch with him. Face towards me. Scott going the rank on. Who was raised as an officer first? He was before him?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakia.
Yeah, but I think that's Sabbath. Yeah. I go ahead and set it out. All right, now at this time we're gonna be concluding our Sabbath service. You understand? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We got classes again from Monday through all week pretty much. Except Thursdays you can catch General Hyman's scripture breakdown class on Thursdays. We'll make sure to post a link to that on our YouTube channel. All right, with that, now what we're going to do is going to turn and face the brothers for one courtesy salute. Men of Israel. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakia. Yadim Matah. Sorry, we're going to turn and face the sisters for one courtesy salute. Men of Israel. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yadim Matah. Dismiss.
Isaac over there,